channel 11 coaching center. So today I am going to explain your 11th standard English first chapter Gentleman of the Jungle, that is written by Jomo Kenyatta. It's part 2 video. First video I explained that the committee members were ensuring the man that they will give judgment and he will be satisfied by their judgment. They were ensuring. So let's continue. So the commission sat to take the evidence. The hearty horn Mr. Elephant was first called. He came along with a superior air, brushing his ducks with a sapling which Mr. Elephant had provided, and in an authoritative voice said, "Gentlemen of the jungle, there is no need for me to waste your valuable time in relating a story which I am sure you all know. I have always regarded it as my duty to protect the interest of my friends, and this appears to have caused the misunderstanding between myself and my friend here. He invited me to save his hut from being blown away by a hurricane. As the hurricane had gained access owning the unoccupied space in the hut, I considered it necessary in my friend's own interest to turn the undeveloped space to more economic use by sitting in it myself, a duty which any of you would undoubtedly have performed with equal readiness in similar circumstances." So, after the commission meeting start, they first call the elephant for his evidence. So as he comes and said, the committee members say, as you all know about the thing, we don't want to waste the time by discussing that. So they asked to tell yourself what you want to say. So the elephant says that he had gone there to protect the earth from the blowing away, and this was misunderstanding that was caused by my friend and myself. He says that I had gone there to protect my earth from blowing away, and he also says that if anyone was in my place, he was also doing the same thing, he says, and he gives his conclusion. After the hearing on Mr. Elephant conclusive evidence, the commission called Mr. Haina and other elders of the jungle, who all supported what Mr. Elephant said. They then called the man, who began to give his own account of dispute, but the commission cut him short, saying, "My good man, please confine yourself to relevant issue. We have already heard the circumstance from various unbased sources. All we wish you to tell is whether the undeveloped space in your hut was occupied by anyone else before Elephant assumed his position." So after elephant says in his favor, then the committee calls the hyena and other elder of the jungle, and all of them supports what Mr. Elephant had said. Then again next they call the man, and who began to tell on account of his dispute, but the commission stops him by saying, "My good man, there is confine yourself in this issue. We have already heard about the circumstance on which this issue is based, they says, and all we wish to tell you whether the undeveloped space in your hut, they tell that whether the space in your hut was occupied by anyone before Mr. Elephant has done." The man began to say no, but at this point the commission declared that he had sufficient evidence from both sides and retired to consider their decision. After enjoying a delicious meal at the expense of the hearty on Mr. Elephant, they reached their verdict, called the man, and declared as follows: "In our opinion, the dispute has arisen through a regretted regrettable misunderstanding due to backwardness of your ideas. We consider that Mr. Elephant has fulfilled his sacred duty of protecting your interest, as it is clearly for your good that your good that the space should be put to its economical use, and as you yourself have not yet reached the stage of expansion which would enable you to fulfill it. So we consider it necessary to arrange a compromise to suit both parties. So Mr. Elephant shall continue his occupation of your hut, but we give you a permission to look for a site where you can build another hut more suited to your needs, and we will see that you are well protected. So after that, the man say after they stops the man and says that we have heard the sufficient that they ask that Mr. Elephant has occupied, is anyone occupied your hut? The man says no. Then this declares that they had heard the sufficient evidence, and they sends away the man. And after having a nice dinner, after having a nice food, they came and they gave the decision that the dispute was arised due to the misunderstanding between the man and the elephant. And as you can and Mr. Elephant has fulfilled his duty to protect your interest, they says to the man, as it is clearly that clear for your good that the space should be put its most economically, so it should be very goodly used. The space should be used very goodly, very good that and as you yourself have to you have not yet reached that stage to uh, expansion which would enable you to fulfill it, so you have not reached that stage so that you can fulfill that space. So Mr. Elephant shall continue to occupy occupation of him in that hut. You can find another site where you can build your new house, and we will give you the protection, the committee members said. So the man, having no alternative and fearing that his refusal might expose him and to the teeth and claws of members of the commission, did as they suggested. But no sooner had he built another hut than Mr. Rhinoceros charged in with his arm lowered and ordered the man to quit. A royal commission was again appointed to look into the matter, and the same finding was given. This produce was repeated until Mr. Buffalo, Mr. Leopard, Mr. Hyena, and the rest were all accommodated with new huts. Then the man decided that to must adopt an effective method of protecting, since commissions of inquiry did not seem to be of any use to him. He sat down and said, which said this word, which literally means that there is nothing that rests on the earth that cannot be trapped, or in other words, you can fool people for a time, but not forever. So, after the committee members give their decision for man to build the new hut, so without any other option, he accepted it. Then again, after building the another hut, the rhinoceros occupied his hut, and again the committee member was sat, and again the decision was came in favor of rhinoceros only. So again this was continued till the buffalo, leopard, hyena, and the rest of the committee members did not get the hut till that the decision continued. Then the man has decided to protect his hut. Since the commission member did not seem to be any use to him, they were not giving decisions correctly. So he, by this word, he says that you can fool a people a time, but not forever you can fool, he says. So after that, early one morning, when the huts already occupied by the jungle lords were all beginning to decay and fall to pieces, he went out and built a bigger and better hut a little distance away. No sooner had Mr. Rhinoceros seen it, and then he came rushing in, only to find that Mr. Elephant was already inside, sound asleep. Mr. Leopard next came in at the window. Mr. Lion, Mr. Fox, Mr. Buffalo entered the door, while Mr. Hyena hollowed for place in the shed, and Mr. Alligator basked on the roof. Presently, they all began disputing about their rights for penetration, and from disputing they came to fighting. And while they were all embroiled together, the man set the hut on fire and burnt it to the ground, and jungle lords of and all. Then he went home saying, "Peace is costly, but it is worth the expense," and lived happily ever after. So after the decision was not coming in a favor of the man, one day what he did means in early morning, when the hut were occupied by the jungle lords means the committee members, what he did means he gone away from the jungle, and there he built a very big house he built. Then the one day then but after that rhinoceros saw it, and he came and he saw whether elephant is there or not. Then he occupied that. Then elephant came. Then from window fox and other lions and buffalo all entered, and from the door they all entered, and leopard came from the window, and Mr. Alligator on the roof was there. After that, they all were fighting for their places. At that time, the man what he did means he burnt that hall, and all the king lords, including the king, all the lords committee members, and including the king, they all died. And after that, he, while going to home, he saying, peace is a little bit costly, but it's worthless if there is no expense, if it is worthless. And then the man lived happily ever after. So this was your chapter, The Gentleman of the Jungle, and here is about a poet. Note about the author, Jomo Kenyatta. Jomo Kenyatta was an African politician, first president of Kenya, a Kikuyu. He was one of the earliest and best known African national leader. Jomo Kenyatta was very much best known as African national leader. As secretary of his tribal association, he campaigned for land reforms and African political rights. So this was about author. So okay friends, I think you understand about the Gentleman of the Jungle. So okay friends, I will see you in my next video explaining the next chapter. So okay friends, like the video, comment on my video, and subscribe my channel and coaching center for more video. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care, have a nice day, bye my friends. And like the video, comment on my subscribe my channel and coaching center for more videos of your 11 and chapter. Okay friends, bye, see you, take care, have a nice day, bye my friends.